Breck's town-owned fiber project is ahead of schedule, thanks in part to coronavirus. Phil Lindeman, Crystal 93 News. First, ski areas and restaurants are anxiously awaiting May 25th, the next big date on Governor Jared Polis's Safer at Home timeline.
I'm sharing this decision-making timeline because I want to be as transparent as possible as to what the next few weeks look like, what the data is that we're looking for, and why, despite me pushing for it, we can't make those decisions today.
The governor unveiled the new timeline at a press conference yesterday, explaining that May 25th is a best-case scenario, which relies on a sustained statewide virus decline.
We don't have a crystal ball. It's not the world we live in. So we're acting in real time with the data we have rather than the data we wish we had to be able to move forward as a state.
A-Basin is the only local ski area with hopes of spring skiing. Loveland is closed until next season, and Breck has made no promises, even for summer. Ryan Huff with Vail Resorts.
In a typical year, around mid-June or so, we would open up our summer operations on our mountains. And we're talking to public health officials on what is safe. And so once they say that it's safe, we will look at that and consider when to open.
Polis is confident restaurants can reopen for in-person dining by late May and early June, despite publicly revoking the license of a Castle Rock cafe that opened on Mother's Day, which some critics saw as heavy-handed. Our local public health order keeps hotels and rentals closed until May 31st at the earliest. It's the second summer of Breck's town-owned fiber optic project, and crews are already ahead of schedule. Haley Littleton with the town.
When I talked to Mark Johnson, our project manager, today about where the crews were currently located, he said he would have to check because they've been moving so quickly.
Work this summer is on the east side of Main Street, tearing up pavement between Main and French for service in the town core and the Vista Point neighborhood. Wellington got fiber last year.
We really will have the core of the Breckenridge area completed from Main Street up east into Vista Point and the Wellington neighborhood.
But why spend cash on fiber when the town estimates a revenue loss of $15 million or more this year?
Now, more than ever, we see how important fiber is and how important fiber connection is.
Fiber install continues through July at least. Colorado's Joint Budget Committee is slashing billions from the 2021 state budget, and State Senator Bob Rankin of Carbondale is committed to protecting high country priorities.
We're going to try to keep things that have to do with the future very much alive. Recreation, education, economic development, those things are going to have high priority.
Top of Rankin's list is education.
For the 8 years I've been in the session, I've been concerned that resort and rural Colorado doesn't get a fair shake. Our kids don't have all the opportunities that the big district kids have in many cases.
He is also committed to health care, like a $249 million reinsurance program, now saving some locals up to 40% on health insurance, but set to expire in 2022.
I just really am going to fight to keep that in place. And there is some money associated. It could get killed, so I'll be working hard on that one.
The state faces between $2.5 and $4 billion in cuts. The Budget Committee presents to lawmakers June 25th for approval in July. Local students are in the final weeks of a school year, interrupted. But this spring has been more than online learning. Lisa Halenko, owner of Next Page Books in Frisco.
The students have a form that they fill out with the books that they have enjoyed in the past, and based on that, we pick one or two books for them.
Halenko estimates Summit School District purchased 500 books for dozens of students, delivered direct to their doors by a crew of 6 volunteers.
We are putting them in bags with homemade masks that some of our great customers have been volunteering to make, and some public service announcements on how to use the masks and how to stay healthy.
Next Page Books remains closed to in-person shopping for now, with online shopping and curbside pickup until reopening sometime next month. Summit High senior Anna Tomlinson is this year's recipient of the local County Sheriffs of Colorado Scholarship. Tomlinson gets $500 for tuition next year, part of more than $15,000 awarded to 31 students statewide. Congrats to Anna. In sports, the future looks promising for Rockies home games at Coors Field. Major League owners yesterday announced a plan for pro baseball by July, with 82 games limited to divisional and regional interleague play. The plan needs approval from players and health officials, who decide if fans are allowed. And in local sports, brought to you by American Family Insurance, the Weiss Agency, Colorado Parks and Wildlife is reopening state park campgrounds just in time for summer. Governor Polis.
We know that the outdoors are a big part of our way of life in Colorado, and as long as folks are distancing properly, camping and hiking and experiencing nature can be one of the most rewarding and also least risky things that we can do.
Paid campgrounds statewide begin reopening today, although some facilities, like restrooms, might stay closed. The U.S. Forest Service unveils its plans for established campgrounds next week. Dispersed camping and Forest Service lands are open now. Phil Lindemann, Crystal, 93 News.